Good day to you, friends and family from Ronny's Farm to Table. I'm here with Kaiser, and a couple tests I have to do today is, first I have to change the water filters. It's a monthly thing that I do, and since I'm going to do a lot of substrate bags next week again, I want the cleanest water possible. Then I'm going to clean off a little area again, a second area that I'm not very happy with, which got dirty after cleaning out a bunch of buildings in the summer. And then we will see what else we can do around the farm and on the mushroom. So stay tuned. Like that fun. Yup. The old farmhouse basement. A monthly chore that I have to do is changing those water filters in here. It's a little bit old school, and I hope one day I can upgrade it to a fancier system. But it works fine. I use two filters for that. One is 5 micron and one is 30 micron. The higher the rating, the rougher it is. The smaller the rating, the finer it is. So what I usually do is I put the 30 micron first, and then the 5 micron second. So let's get to it. Here's the reason why I have to replace it each month. This is all sand basically, and yeah, that's the rough filter, the first filter. They all used to look white like this. Let me show you. See the difference? Well, that's what rough filters are for, you know. They filter out the sand, sediments from our aquifer, from our own well, and it's good to change it each month. It increases the pressure, makes the water nicer and everything. So. And there we are. Here we are in the Quonset, and I would have put the camera outside, but it is rather windy today. Again, about 20 mile an hour wind straight from the south. And I hope my little heating tent back there will hold up just fine. I'm here because I have to empty that black trailer behind me. I will need it for the things that have to go to the recycling center. So let's go do it, right, kid? Little black trailer is good to go. We will pick up the junk. Here we are where the last messy area is. Should be pretty easy, quick. Put it all on the trailer, or put the trailer somewhere where it's wind safe, so that I can grab it next week when the wind is not too strong and bring it to town. I hope the camera is not too shaky. It looks like it's shaking already a bit, but it's right behind the shipping container. And I gotta be quick about it because I don't want my camera to fall over. So let's go. Alright, now it's cleaned off. I gotta fix that little blown in siding there. It's just pretty soft vinyl siding. And I'm going to put the trailer somewhere where things cannot blow away. And let's take a look how the mushrooms are doing. I have a couple things to do in there as well. So see you over in the mushroom barn. Welcome to the favorite part of the show, right? The looking at the mushrooms, the colonization stage. We have seen 2 bags which have potential cobweb mold in it. And then there's one that has those green little bubbles from yesterday. That's called Trichoderma. There's a weird way to pronounce it, but I'm too German to pronounce it that way. Let's take a look. All right, let's start with the good. The wonderful looking ones here. This is the white oysters, and look at that. The consistency of the white mushroom in here, wonderful. I don't see any issues in the white oysters, even though they scared me early on. And look at that head there on top, all white. Those are the best performing ones right now that I see. And there's a lot of bags that look similar to this one. And the biggest disappointment that I have, it's actually a bag that developed two really well, but on top I have the Trichoderma, and it's a lot bigger than the other one. There was another bag, I think it was part of the white oysters too, but it was just only one. It had this little dot on top, and with this one it has a little bit more on top. And let me see if I can show you it better. Yeah, let me go behind here. It looks overall very good on the base. Look at that white mushroom. But on top, that's a little bit concerning. But here's the good news. I read that if you have less than 5% of the bag is influenced by that, the good mycelium, my gourmet mushrooms, will overtake it. And also, if it's there, I can just make sure that I cut it on the other side, so none of those spores are being released if I want to fruit it. I have to decide that later, if I want to fruit this guy or not. Depending probably how much the stage of that green mold will continue. Overall, really good. Let me show you a couple more. Here's a wonderful one again. Oh, let me get out of the light. See how thick it is on the top? That's just what you're looking for. It's going through the whole bag right now. Even though we just see a little bit on the outside, the whole bag on the inside is turning white too. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So, and the other bags where I was suspecting cobweb mold, they're not turning any grayer, and they're not expanding as quickly as a cobweb mold would. So what I'm thinking is that those substrate bags, predominantly the chestnuts, they got too wet. And the good mushroom, the gourmet mushroom, the chestnut mushroom, is fighting hard to establish itself in it. That's what I'm thinking is happening. But some of the other bags are just gorgeous. All right, well, what I'm thinking of is at some point I will take off the lagging behind bags out of here, move them over into the dark tent for next week, and start the fruiting process next week in here. Because I think by the end of the weekend, this one will be completely white and will be ready to grow. There's still a process, the pinning process. You can induce it, but you shouldn't. It should come naturally. And that's what I want to do. I want to do it naturally, starting to have like little pins coming out. That's why it's called pinning process. And then basically where the pins are is where you cut it open. So then the mushroom will search for oxygen-rich air and will focus its growing potential on that area where it's exposed to the oxygen. Very happy about it. Looking good. Looking good, folks. Well, that's my update for today. We'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful evening.